Hello class, Mr. Burkhart has invited me to join you in your sustainable ecology project. So I know we are looking at the declining population of bees and their effect globally and also locally on healthy harvests. So today we're going to think global about the problem, which is the disappearing of honey and wild bee colonies are affecting the pollination of crops. So not only is this a problem around the world, but also here in our community. And we're going to start to guide you and promote you to think and to act locally. So how can we contribute to this global solution and make a difference here in the local community? Well, where do we even begin? How to find information about this? We're going to have to research. That's right. So where do most of us begin when we have a question that we want answered? I bet most of you go to Google. Sure, Google is a great source for some information, but today I'm going to show you another database that can give you a little more focused, reliable, and specific information that you need for your project. So after our lesson today, you will be able to create a research question and identify search statements. You're going to learn how to access the Kentucky Virtual Library and how to search the KYVL database using keywords, truncation, and synonyms. And finally, I'm going to show you some ways to identify more reliable information that could be helpful for your project. So our first step is to develop a research question. This is a really important step in the whole research process. Your research question is going to guide you throughout this process, so it needs to be clear, concise, and specific. So let's look at a graphic organizer that could help us narrow our research question and make it more specific to our needs. You have a copy of this graphic organizer in front of you, and in just a moment I'll give you an opportunity to work on this. But just for an example, for the broad topic, I put bees, restricted topic, honeybees, a more narrow topic as the honeybee population, and a research question that would go with these are how are the declining honeybee populations affecting local farmers? Now this question isn't the purpose of your research today, so we're going to work together to try to come up with a different question on how we can be contributing members to this problem locally. So after playing around with some ideas, we've come up with how can farmers and local citizens work together to improve the declining bee population to ensure the future of healthy crops and harvests? Obviously, we can't type this question into our search bar, so we're going to have to pull out keywords from this question that will help us in our search and pull out some very important and specific terms that might help focus and help us locate some specific articles. Here I've highlighted some terms and phrases that might be helpful in our search. We have declining bee population, local citizens and how they can contribute, healthy crops and harvests, pollination of crops, and environmental changes. These are all other ideas we might want to explore when we start searching the database. But also, we kind of want to open this up a little bit and not only type in one form. We want to think of synonyms that could also help with our search. For example, for declining bee population, we may also try decreasing bee numbers. For local citizens, we may also look at community members. Pollination could also be fertilization, and specific environmental changes, for example, climate changes, may be something we also want to search as well. Truncation is also something we want to think about when we're searching today. Truncation allows a computer to search various forms of a word. For example, instead of the word declining, we can add an asterisk to the end of the word, and the computer will also search terms for decline, declines, maybe even the past tense form of the word declined. So this is something you might also want to think about in your research today, is adding the asterisk after the word and kind of open that search up a little bit more. Okay, so now it's your turn. We have a research question. We're not going to go to Google today. I'm going to show you a new database called KYVL. So the first thing we need to do is go to the KYVL website. So in our address bar, we're going to type in www.kyvl.org. And this is their main page. This is the website. Over on the left, you'll see an option for quick links, and we're going to use this today. We're going to click on Find a Database. Now, there are lots of different databases available in KYVL, but today I'm going to show you how to use Academic Search Premier. This is a great source for you, and you can use this database with many other topics, and it's a great one to go to find reliable sources, journal articles, and reviews. So we're going to use this one today. Now, this is the Academic Search Premier webpage or search page. We also want to double check to make sure that we have the Boolean phrase box checked. Today we're going to be using the word and to help us with our research. Boolean terms are and, or, and not, and they help widen and also narrow our search. Today we're just going to be working with and. So we're going to type in our search box wild bee population. But I also want to search something else at the same time. So in my second box, I'm going to type climate change. Now notice we have the word and then we're going to search. Okay, now as you can see, we got 26 total search results. But now I just want to okay. Now, before we go any further, I just want to point out a couple of things to be thinking about as you do your research. Over on the left, you can also limit some of your resources to full text, ones that have references available, or scholarly journals. These we may not work with too much today, but one thing I do want you to consider is the publication date. For the most accurate research, we want to keep our information within the past 7 years. So this is something that you can adjust, and then the computer can research and weed out some of the older articles. So I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to come up to about 2007 and see how that changes our results. Okay, it did. It changed it to 24. So we weeded out a couple of articles that were a little bit older. So as you're looking at the titles, I want to show you one that has the PDF version, which is down here, number 7. This has a full text option. This is going to be very helpful. Some of them have the HTMLs, but the PDF version is a little bit more friendlier to use and also has some more available options for you. So when you click on the PDF, you'll get the full text, what the article actually looks like. So this is the full article. Now, not every article or journal that we find is going to be applicable to our search. So one thing to kind of help you just as you're beginning is to read and check out the abstract. This is always found in the beginning of the article, and it just gives a little bit of information about what the article is fully about. A couple of other things I want to show you before you begin your search today are some options over on the right. From here, we have the options to print. You can also email an article to yourself if you find something you want to check out later. But a real important one is going to be this one right here. This is the citing information. We always have to cite our references and give credit to the authors and researchers who have done the work. But what is great about this database is when we click on this little citing icon, it does that for us. Highlight it, copy it, and paste it right into your bibliography. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Remember, the key points of research is to develop a strong research question, identify the keywords and search terms that you want to use. Using a database such as KYVL and Academic Search Premier are great sources. Always keep in mind of the publication date and read the abstracts to see if it's going to pertain to you. Let me know if you have any other questions today, and I wish you the best of luck.